Hello. So this is a standard export from SAP. I'm sure whatever accounting software you're using has an export like this, where we have our customer name, our invoice number, our reference, and the amount. This should look familiar to anybody associated with AR. Now, traditionally, and there's ways that we can make this go quicker, pivot tables and stuff like that. But traditionally, what we're doing to generate customer statements is essentially making new spreadsheets, saving them to a customer's folder, naming them correctly. Then we have to find the file, attach it to the email, line up that email address, send it to the customer, and wait for a response. Um, Again, there's ways you can make this go quicker. There's mail merges and things like this, but it is a lengthy process, no matter what you do. So, what I'm going to do today is show you what my code does, and this is essentially what I would like to tailor for your company. So, what you're going to do is you're going to add in a module, and then this right here I'm going to provide for you, tailor made for your company, and it's going to start working its magic. Okay, and here it goes. Now, what we have going on here is that once it gets going, it's a lot of information for this, the computer to process. So it takes a few minutes, but previously this process would take days, if not weeks, depending on what the size of your customer base. So what we can see here is that it is generating spreadsheets for each customer. It is placing them into a folder. And I'm going to let this run its magic because, all right, so we're back. You can see it's just a little bit later. And we've generated 282 customer reports. Let's take a look at one. Nope. There are 273 reports. Okay, so here's one for test customer 85. So it went through all that raw data, found just customer 85, and highlighted all of their past due lines. It included all of the lines, but it just highlighted the past dues because that's specifically what we're asking about. So now we have that. We don't need our raw data anymore. So now we have we traditionally would begin the arduous task of, using our customer emails and sending them the statements. But we can automate this as well. So here's my test email master. I hope yours is more filled in, but this is just the test. So I'm going to go back here, and this is what I would teach your employee to do. Training, a day of training, it probably wouldn't be needed. You simply hit Alt F11, you open up this module, and then you paste what I provide for you right there. This one doesn't take as long, so we're going to run through this, and there you go. Now it matched up all the emails with their spreadsheet. I got an email there, and there you can see this customer has all past due, but that's what we want to ask about. This can be customized in any way that you would like, if you want to include credits, if you don't, if you want to include deduction entries, if there's customers you want to include, customers you don't want to include. Very customizable. Um, I get asked a lot about what kind of access would I need to do this, and almost none. I would need no actual access to your data, your spreadsheets. I would need none of that. I would not actually need access to your customer master. I would only need a file, a location of where you're going to save those things in Windows. I suggest whoever is running this would, put a dedicated folder on their desktop, and then they would be able to run the files from that location. And I would walk them through how to copy that string for me so that I can include just the location of the file, not an IP location or anything like that. That's about all I would need. Um, in previous, we've seen, over $1 million return of investment in 1 month. Um, this is a $7,500 to get this set up with Buckeye AR Consulting. And I can have it set up in about a week from where you're actually implementing. And then, you're just going and verifying these and sending them out. You'll quickly find that because of the automated process, it actually is less mistakes than if a human was actually doing this. If you'd like more information, please reach out to me. BuckeyeARConsulting.com. You can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Michael Apicello, and I appreciate your time.